God created you not so you could turn around and say, what can I take from you? He shares everything that you will allow Him to share with you. You made this game. It was your idea to come here. Everything here is completely your doing. Why can't you love Him?
I do.
Why can't you love Him enough to allow Him to create what He creates, and you create what you create? Why isn't that enough? Isn't that enough? I mean, can't you co-create together?
Yeah.
Why cut Him out? What has He ever done to cause you to want to cut Him out? I trust Him. And when I say Him, I don't mean Him, because God, or our Creator, our Source, is genderless. It's not a little bitty man behind a curtain. It's not a little bitty woman behind a curtain. We don't have pronouns and we don't have words in our English language and most languages on this planet to describe God. You can't capture something that's not capturable, you know. But we try the best that we can. And the words that come closest for me and my personal experience with my Creator, and everybody's is personal, and I'm not judging anybody else's, and I don't want anybody to try to judge mine. I mean, they can try if they want. It's not going to affect me. You know, they can like my personal relationship with God or not. It's not going to affect me how they feel about it. They don't know what it is anyway, because they're not in here. He and I are in here. He, she, it. God and I are in here together. We are here together. God and you are there together. And you have your own personal relationship. And even Jesus Christ in the Bible said that everybody's relationship with God is individual and personal. And it's your own relationship. And it's not like anybody else's. So I think that when people try to wrestle control away from God and cut God out, it's because they don't know who God is. Obviously, if I'm trying to take something from you, I'm not loving you very much, you know? So we can teach all of these universal laws, and we do, but cutting God out, none of them will work. And that's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And a lot of people don't want to hear that, which is understandable, because so much has happened on this planet because of people's different views of God. And we're at war now because of people's different views of God. And people thinking that everybody thinks that their way is right, and there's one way and it's the truth, and there's only one truth, and you know, everybody has their own take on it, and we can split and divide ourselves 100,000 billion trillion times. And we have. And it's like, beating a dead horse. There's no end to it. You can just keep going on and on forever. And we have. So now the word God and the word religion are, people shut down immediately because of where we are in our society on this planet now. We can use different words, and maybe it makes people feel a little better. And I'm not judging people for having a hard time with some words. It's completely understandable. So instead of God, I can say your higher power, or your source, or your creator, and which are all the same. It's one gigantic energy that nobody can capture. But it's the one that created you. And that energy you have a relationship with, whether you know it or not. Whether you like it or not. Your relationship might not be very good, but you have one. You have one. You can't disconnect from your creator. You can come to this planet, you can do a whole lot of things in physical form. You can think what you want to think, feel what you want to feel. But you cannot cut off that spark, because that spark is you. That spark is the you that is alive. You can't be alive if you cut off your source. So I teach a whole lot of things, but none of those things, and a lot of people teach a whole lot of things, but none of those things will work if you try to cut yourself off from your source. So now, I said it, Gina Paschall said, cut yourself off from God, and you can't cut yourself off from God, but you can sure try, and you can create a lot of misfortune, misunderstanding, more veils by trying.